Hey, welcome to Block Party. I'm your host, John Cullen, and I'm with...
Stefan Heck. This theme music.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh my God.
What a great theme. I don't know why I said I was the host. Sorry. I really blew that in the beginning.
It sort of put me on my back foot.
Yeah. That was my fault. I kind of said I'm the host with you.
Yeah, so what am I
That's
in the situation?
You're also the host.
I'm
I
a
kind of
host
fucked it
also.
up. I should have been like,
Okay.
I'm the host, John Cullen.
And I'm also the host. Or this is also the host.
You could have been like, I'm also the host, Stefan Heck. But then people
It's
might have
still
thought it was like
kinda-
a passive-aggressive thing.
Yeah,
that
it would
we,
have been
like,
me
weren't getting
taking a dig
along.
at you. Yeah.
But now as it's... fuck, should we do it again? We
do have our guest.
That's true. So welcome to Block Party, friends and idiots who are not friends. Thank you for being here. This is the episode number 1.
First episode
of this podcast. We're going to explain what it is. I mean, we don't even really know what it is, but we will introduce our guest, comedian, main host, I would say, of Your Kickstarter Sucks. And also the main host of Go Off Kings.
Wow. Okay.
And the main host of his Twitter account at Bronzehammer. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Jesse Farrar.
Hello, John, Stefan. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for being here, Jesse. And you know what? If you didn't clap in your car while you were listening to that, then we got
people are going nuts right now.
I hope so. They better be clapping. So
I was going to say, sometimes you say, let's get down to brass tacks here.
Yeah.
Let's get down to bronze tacks.
Oh, because
of bronze hammer.
Jesse Farrar. So Blocked Party is a new... Yeah, sorry, Jesse. I talked over you already. The vibe is already bad. I've been passive-aggressive to Stefan. Jesse tried to say something. I bet it was funny.
Well, wait, why don't we get Jesse to explain what the show is?
Oh, that's
because we just kind of briefly explained it to him before we started recording.
That's right. Yeah, okay, Jesse, why don't you tell everybody?
Let's see how good of a listener he is.
Yeah, good call.
So you want me to explain just real quick? You want me to explain what your the synopsis of?
Yeah, this is the first time anyone. So this is the first episode. We haven't explained how the podcast works. What it's about. What's it about?
Okay.
What it's about. We told you right before we started recording.
Yeah.
So we figured, let's what's the word? Pass it on.
Yeah, pass the duchy from the left-hand side, as the musical youth would say.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Okay, so this is what my understanding of it, and this may be flawed. My understanding of the podcast, is that it's sort of presented. It's presented as a radio show for the fictional town of Night Vale, reporting rather on the strange events that occur within it. And it typically airs on the 1st and 15th of every month, and it consists of news, announcements, and advertisements from the desert town located somewhere in the southwestern United States. And it's like a creepy vibe with conspiracy theories coming to life, monsters and all kinds of secrets, and you just never know what's lurking below the surface. And so that's what Blocked Party is to me.
So that was pretty close.
That's pretty close. Yeah. Stefan, do you want to take a swing at it?
Yeah. I mean, I should know what it is, right?
Yeah.
So right now,
I say what it is. Because Jesse took a guess, which I would say was like at least
he was close.
You know how like
there.
on you remember the Mario Party game Facelift, where you would adjust Bowser's face to match the picture, and then it would give you a percentage score.
Yeah, or one of the ones where you're trying to match the drawing of
precisely.
Yes,
it would give you a score out of 100.
Right.
So I would say Jesse's was about 93.
I have to beat that.
Wow.
Yeah. So you got to beat 93 with your explanation of the show.
Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. So my understanding. Welcome to the town of Night Vale is maybe the sign you see as you're driving in to this podcast. Here we are. There's a desert. Is that a monster behind the door over there in a closet? Tune in to find out. Welcome to our podcast.
Well, I mean, Jesse's, first of all, just right off the top was longer, so automatically had a little bit more accuracy.
Okay. Longer, not necessarily better.
Well, no, but some might say does help with the accuracy, if you know what I mean.
There's sort of a minimum.
Okay, so that's actually another issue altogether, and we've talked about that.
Yes, we have. We have talked about that. So, yeah, I mean, I would say for you, is in the 80s somewhere.
Okay.
It may be 81,
But that's
82. Worse than Jesse.
Okay.
but both so close.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do with this show every week is we're going to drive into a fictional town called Night Vale. And once we're there, we're going to meet a comedian or personality or just anyone in our lives. And they're going to tell us a story about a time that they got blocked on social media.
Yes, not just Twitter.
Not just Twitter, could be
Instagram.
any social media. And so that might be a celebrity, might be like a famous person. Maybe it's like a jilted ex-lover. I mean, who knows? The stories, possibilities are endless.
I mean, I've been blocked by Jon Favreau. That checks both boxes right there. So.
Exactly. So that's what we're here for. We're just going to bring someone on. They're going to tell us about a time they got blocked. And we're just going to talk dumb shit about that as well.
Yeah.
I look forward to asking a lot of people to do this show and them saying, I've never been blocked. And then I'll be like,
okay,
I'll be like,
say
okay,
something mean to Prince
go
Harry.
Get blocked. Do you want to be on this show? Go get yourself blocked, asshole. Like how many people
dangle the carrot a little bit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Like how many people do you guys think you've been blocked by?
Oh, I mean, so I think part of it, it's countless, and a big part of it is just like block lists and stuff like that, where it'll be like, does this person follow this person that we hate? Okay, then they're getting automatically blocked. So I'm sure I've been swept up in those waves of blocks.
So people make lists of like accounts that you should automatically block.
So you give it access to your Twitter account basically, and then it blocks everyone on that list.
Oh, so it's like a program.
It's like a bot, or I mean, I'm sure, Jesse, you've been swept up in many of those, but you've also been directly blocked by people.
I've earned a few as well.
Yeah, Jesse, how many people do you know? Like, would you say you've been blocked by? Is it a high number?
You know what? I could probably hazard a guess that the number of people who have blocked me because of something I did to them is probably in the low dozens, probably like where I said something and then they blocked me,
like specifically to them.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's got to be tough for you because your 12 multiple is probably not so good.
Well, okay. So they are hard, but you just do the 11s and then add
one? Are you saying
add 12 or
yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
No,
so 11 times 5, 55, 12 times 5, 56.
Is that true?
That sounds right to me.
Yeah, because you add one, right?
Okay.
Yeah. I don't care what anything times anything is anymore. I've moved past that phase. I don't look under my bed at night, and I don't care what anything times anything else is. So I don't think about that. But yeah, I bet a lot of it is. I know people have blocked me just because they find me annoying. I've seen that before. I've seen someone say, "Oh, this guy's." Every time I see this guy, it just makes me sick. So I blocked him. I saw that one time from a lady, and I was like, "Wow, I didn't know I inspired such." But I mean, that's what this whole thing is about, right? It's like finding out.
And was that about your posts, or was that about
your face?
Well, my face. I think it was the combination of my face and posts.
Right.
I think the idea is that my posts are so noxious, and my face doesn't really help things.
I thought it was that she couldn't believe that posts so rude could come from someone so beautiful.
Well, she didn't say that, but I mean, if you could look into it like that, she had several posts about me that seemed not complimentary. But
like
that's
threatening and yeah.
So that's what it's all about, baby.
Before we get to that block, Jesse, just give us an update. We want to know like what's going on your social media right now. What's been going on recently? What's got you hot on your Twitter?
Well, oh boy. So I feel like I've plateaued on followers. I don't feel like I'm getting any more followers. I've broken up with a couple of MUFOs lately. Longtime MUFOs. Sometimes
that's tough. You don't want to name names, obviously.
Yeah, I mean that seems like unnecessary
tacky,
mud dragging, tacky, yeah. So, but yeah, you gotta have those breakups sometimes where you just get sick of looking at each other after a few years of like not interacting with their posts at all, just looking at them out of politeness or whatever. And eventually they say one dumb thing, and you're like,
there it is. That's the one. That's the.
I love that actually. I kind of love when I've been following someone for a long time and then they just post something so monumentally stupid that I'm like, this is a great exit. This is a great exit point.
It is nice, I guess, because otherwise you're just going to be trapped in this.
Yeah. It's where you start to feel comfortable, where you start to be like, hey, you know what? If they ever question me about this, then I could be like, hey, you know, remember that time you tweeted a picture of your own asshole?
That's when you followed them.
No, that's when I unfollowed them.
All right.
Yeah.
Just picturing you holding a gun. Give me a reason.
And then they showed me their asshole?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
That, I mean, could happen to anyone.
I have had a couple things, a couple phenomena come to mind. One is that for some reason, I think it's an English radio station, has been tagging me as the artist behind a song called Summer Boo. And it's let's see here, it's SPSP. Let's see, what does this say? I'm sorry, I'm reading it right now. 520radio.com. And it even has a link where you can buy the single.
Oh yeah, let's look this up. Let's get Summer Boo on here.
This is 520 radio.
See, Daniel, you want to look that up and play some Summer Boo for us? So this is a real song, Jesse?
This is a real song, yeah.
Who's it by? Because I was thinking it's maybe by the Jesse Farrar, the other Jesse Farrar from Nashville, who's a singer-songwriter.
It's not. What I think it is it's by a guy called JF. I think it's the song JF and Biggie Babylon.
Biggie Babylon,
Summer
okay.
Boo.
Yeah, I'm seeing this because also the Urban Dictionary result for Summer Boo, or definition, I should say, is fuck buddy. Someone you can do stuff with while not dating. Mm-hmm. That is a Summer Boo. Oh,
okay.
Here we go.
Oh, here's the song. Okay. All right.
So, Jesse, you can't hear this right now, right?
Right.
Okay.
And this wasn't you. You didn't write this?
No.
It sounds old. It sounds remarkably like you.
Yeah, this sounds like if I was like, I bet my boy JF would love this jam.
So you're sure this is not you?
So I figured out who the guy is. It's JF. His name is JF. Josh Franks.
Okay.
Josh Franks. Okay.
He's
no,
a
keep that going. Keep that going.
I
I was loving that. Were you not liking that stuff?
From Canada.
Oh,
okay.
Really? Okay.
He's Canadian. His actual Twitter account appears to be abandoned, but it's at JF_beats. If you want to give him a follow, he last tweeted in 2007. You can go to jfbeats.com and check out, I guess, some of his beats. I guess he's a producer. So
he last tweeted in 2007.
17, sorry.
Okay. Jesus.
Let's yeah, because I'm having a hard time finding the lyrics for this. Like I was hoping we were going to be able to read this out, but
well, there's a lyric video.
Daniel's got it's a lyric video.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let me pull that up because that's great stuff. I mean, these lyrics sound good.
Yeah, I thought so. Also.
Yeah. I'm feeling this. Yeah, gonna do cause it's already through. Oh, that's a good rhyme.
Now
I'm gonna find me a new Summer Boo. Ooh. Okay, so now they're showing some girls' butts, which I find inappropriate. I'm gonna have to stop it right there.
Jesse, have you reached out to either JF or the radio station?
Okay, you can cut that now, Daniel.
No, I haven't. I've just been enjoying getting attributed as the guy behind the song. So I've been enjoying that. I guess they just search JF on Twitter and they think this guy's got the blue check, which the blue check is, I mean, you got to love having the blue check. It's so good. It's part of the reason I'm blocked by so many.
So
I was going to say the blue check helps with the block so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
So Biggie Babylon, if you can see here, he looks like a low rent DJ Khaled. Like he looks like a guy that you would pay to come to your party. Like he would say, I'm DJ Khaled.
Oh, he does look like...
you know what I mean? Like he'd be like, yeah, sure. Like I'll come to your bar and
he's
I'll
next to
pretend
the bouncy castle.
DJ Khaled. Yeah, he's also Iraqi. Oh, wow. Okay.
He said that like it was bad.
No, but it was just interesting because it says that he was born to a pair of Chaldean Iraqi immigrants who raised him with the tradition, respect, and entrepreneurship values similar to the ones that have been passed on through his people for thousands of years.
I love raising my child to be an entrepreneur.
Hell yeah, that's obviously I teach my kids some
And hey, it
lessons
clearly
early.
worked because now someone else is getting credited for his hard work.
It gets even better. Sharing the same blood as ancient Babylonian kings such as Nebuchadnezzar and Hammurabi, Biggie Babylon embodies them by being groundbreaking, entertaining, and unforgettable.
This guy looks like Hammurabi's chode.
Yes, the famous Chode of Hammurabi.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Growing up, Biggie Babylon started working in his father's liquor store on weekends when he was 10 years old. So, I mean, that's probably not. It's probably not
child labor laws.
Yeah, it's probably not where you want a kid
violated.
to be working. He has 1,300 followers on SoundCloud.
Okay.
Just as an FYI there.
All right.
And he does appear to collaborate with JF several times. He's also collaborated with him on the song Cali for the Weekend with JF and Sherman Demand.
Hey, Jesse, that would have been perfect for TwitchCon.
It would have been great to bump that.
Yeah.
That sucks. So that's one thing I got going on. Another thing I got going on. Some guy asked me on Twitter, one of my followers said, "Hey, what's your take on this sparkling water?" And he added them in the tagged them in the thing. And I said, "I don't know, but they should send me some." And then they said, "Yeah, we should."
Which companies?
So it's Waterloo sparkling water.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Someone bought me one of those this week.
Now you're kind
So I
of
haven't
a
had
sparkling
it.
water connoisseur.
I do like a good can of sparkling water.
Is it here right now?
No, so Josh Custodio, friend
Yeah.
of the show, picked it up for me from the United States, but
Okay.
I haven't had it. Yeah, I haven't seen him. So
He went
to
down to the United States to pick up a single can of sparkling water for you.
Listen,
Is that business or pleasure? What do you think?
well, I think that I was just my parents raised me to be an entrepreneur, you know. So
Yeah.
if you can get people to go down to the States and get you a can, well then baby,
Yep.
you do that. You know?
But you do go down to the States to get sparkling water.
I do. That's right.
Yeah. And I have noticed since being back here, Jesse, I understand why John does that because the sparkling water situation in Canada is lacking.
Well, the
to
problem
say
is
the
that they
least.
got to put if a company is doing real well in the States, and sparkling water just kind of exploded.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
Because it's carbonated.
You shook it up and-
because
yeah.
it shook it up and opened it.
Mm.
But it exploded. To bring it up to Canada, they got to put French on the can.
That's a whole
there's
other
this
can they have to make.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's the thing is like a lot. So that's why like when LaCroix first came up and up here, obviously it's pronounced LaCroix.
Yeah.
But when they bring it across the border, they only brought a couple flavors because they're like, well, we don't want to make new cans for all of our flavors. We'll just go a couple at a time. So that's why we don't have.
It's very limited.
Yeah, it's absurd.
It's brutal. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had enough of Peshpoir.
There's no Spindrift up here. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, there's
And
not.
I miss Spindrift.
You like Spindrift?
So the thing with Spindrift, if you don't know, and Jesse obviously knows, there's a bit of juice in it.
Yeah.
So
it's got sugar in it.
it does have sugar
It's what
in
us sparkling water people would call a snake.
It's only got like 2 grams of sugar in it. I think it's okay.
Well, and that's what got you in that body, Jesse. So
I've been drinking it pretty much straight for like
Actually
5 or 6 months and lost about 20 pounds.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, that's true. You
so
do.
I agree with you.
You do look good.
Yeah.
I will say that I saw because for those of you that don't know, before we got on the air, Jesse was making fun of the size of Stefan's apartment.
Okay.
And so Stefan said his apartment was 470 square feet,
Yeah.
and Jesse responded to that by measuring his basement, the
Just
room in his basement.
A big flex.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish you guys could have seen it. It was embarrassing. I feel
Yeah.
bad about it.
It was embarrassing because it took Jesse a long time to do it, and we
Yeah.
just watched him do it silently because he's away from the microphone. So we just watched
Mm-hmm.
him measure the room. And Jesse, how big was it?
So this room in my basement is about 600 square feet.
God.
It's a big room. As rooms go, that's not a normal sized room. It's just that way because it spans essentially the length of the
like
house.
substantially bigger than my apartment.
Yeah.
And that's just one
Yeah.
room in your whole house.
Yeah.
Well, but maybe the rest of his house is very small. Right?
Yeah. What
Wait a
are
minute.
the other rooms like? Would you say, Jesse? Just as like a general description, kind of like dollhouse ish.
I would say I have multiple rooms that are themselves bigger than Stefan's apartment.
Okay.
Well, that's a tough pill for you to swallow, Stefan.
It is. Some sparkling water might help though. And that's a bit of podcast professionalism right
Bit of
there.
a callback.
Did you get the sparkling water yet, Jesse?
I'm sorry, did I get something? Oh, no.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause
sorry.
they
I forgot.
sent it to you.
I thought I was still thinking that about what John said. I felt like you were asking me to get John some water, and
I mean, if
That's not what
you'd
I'm here
like to.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse, if you could get a single can out of your fridge and come up to Vancouver and give it to me, that would be great.
well, so I'm not going to do that. But
Well,
I did expect this company to slide into my DMs and try to get some info from me and send me some cans. I think that would be great. I would accept the cans. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember Clout? How they would send you stuff?
Oh yeah, and they're no longer around anymore. But I think I was up there in like
business model made no sense.
Diapers and like canned corn.
What was their
or something.
thing again? What did they do? You had a certain clout
they
score
assigned
topics.
They assigned a clout score, yeah. And the topics were always very funny. They never made any sense. They'd be like World War II and dogs and respect. Like a weird, just a grab bag of nonsense nouns,
Right.
And so they would assign you some kind of score based on that and based on your followers or your engagement or something. And it never made any sense. And then they would, you could sign up to get stuff sent to you and you could become an influencer, but nothing was ever required of you after the fact, which is sort of where the business relationship breaks down, I think. Is normally if somebody sends you something, they probably want their back scratched as well, but they weren't interested in back scratches. So I can remember I got like a little Pillsbury kit where I got like a little stuffed Pillsbury Doughboy, the mascot that hasn't been on TV in 100 years.
Yes.
And he
was killed, I believe.
Yes. Terrible fire.
Yeah.
Well, it was just, the fire went on for quite some time. At first, it seemed like a good thing. He plumped up pretty good.
Yeah.
But then the fire continued to go, and it was a problem.
I also got some chips.
Some chips?
Yeah, and they weren't very good. And I know our friend Paul got some dog food one time.
I vaguely remember that.
But he didn't have a dog, so he had to give it away.
And I remember they offered to send me some stuff. I want to say it was maybe like paper towel, like dude wipes or something along those lines. Maybe like some sort of wiping device.
Yeah.
But they couldn't send it to Canada, so I haven't wiped my ass. I've been waiting for them to send it to me.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Like they sent Jesse food,
Yeah.
and they sent you things to wipe your ass with.
Yeah, no, I mean
They obviously
it was a
knew
good website.
targeted marketing.
Yes, no, they knew what they were doing.
I like that.
Yeah.
Stefan, what's going on your social media this week? What do you got? What's going on?
Well, this is one of my favorite things that happens online, and it's when people and Jesse, we talked about this earlier, and actually, I phrased it incorrectly when I was talking about this. I remember so Michael Keaton, Jesse, was he's in the new Disney movie Dumbo. It's not a new. Well, it's a live action Dumbo.
Right. Are you also in?
Well, you're never going to be able to get this story out, Stefan. Between tripping over your words and explanation, and between John slamming you, and saying that you're in fact the titular Dumbo.
Yeah.
Well, I might not be Dumbo. Like, what if I'm one of the racist birds?
Yeah. No, you're Dumbo.
Okay, so I am Dumbo.
Yeah. Jesse's one of the racist birds.
Okay.
From the southern...
Racist birds. Is Paula Deen in this?
No, she's Eva Green is in it. Okay. So Dumbo, a Tim Burton film.
Disney's got a real history with racist birds, eh? Like Song of the South.
Yeah. Well, it's crows, I think, because I think
crows are birds.
Well, crows are birds.
No,
I mean, I'm not like...
But I mean, specifically, it's like, it's not like there's an emu, right?
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying there's a lot of racist birds.
Right,
in Disney
but
stuff.
they are crows specifically, right? That's generally...
Yeah, but I don't get what your point is.
I know there's no point. I'm just saying,
okay.
like, it is. Are there other birds? I'm actually curious.
Well, there's the Song of the South, the birds.
But those are crows, right?
Yeah, but but those are birds.
Yeah,
Crows are birds.
Yeah, so no, I know that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
And then in Dumbo, they're crows too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying it's just only ever crows?
Yeah, I'm wondering, do they do other birds? Are there other racist birds?
Oh, I see. Yeah, well, there is that racist emu in Toy Story.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah. How could you
I think
forget?
Paula Deen is in Dumbo.
Yeah, she's cooking.
Is that the callback of the episode? Do we have the drop for that, Dan? We have the drop for that?
Do we have a drop
We have
for
the
this?
drop for that?
For a callback of the episode?
It's the callback of the episode. So that's a placeholder drop.
Yeah, that's where we're going to be like...
Callback of the episode.
Yeah, maybe it'll be like an Andrew
episode.
Dice Clay, like, hey, like, something like that. Like, people will be like,
So, but
oh, shit. Like,
yeah.
Because I assume people are standing
the drop would
right
go,
now.
Yeah, so the drop would go
There.
It would have gone the callback of the episode.
Daniel's going to put it.
The
Callback. Hey!
It's the callback of the episode. Yeah.
Boom. Giving it out a little early. We're still
I know.
Not even halfway done yet.
But that was a really good callback.
Yeah, it was a good callback. Good job, Jesse.
So Michael Keaton is in Dumbo with Paula Deen. Oh, maybe that was the callback of the episode.
I mean, it's tough to say. It's tough to say. There are some racist birds in there, if you know what I mean.
What are you talking about?
Ring, ring, ring. Was that the callback of the episode? That's what I would do.
Oh, maybe we can get Cloud on the phone and like Verizon could sponsor our callback of the week.
I feel like Jesse's kind of trying to take over the episode there.
Yeah.
We're trying to ring thing.
It's our own show, Jesse.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest here.
Hey, what do I know about running a successful podcast?
Yeah, not a lot.
Well, what do you know, actually? Can you tell us?
So maybe just finish up your story.
Okay, so the Paula Deen movie, Dumbo, Michael Keaton is in it, and I guess they sent him, someone messaged him or emailed him a photo of the poster to tweet out. And instead of...
Are you on the poster?
Okay, so instead of tweeting out just the poster itself, he took a screen grab of his entire phone. His phone screen. So it's Verizon, LTE, and to his credit, full bars.
Wow.
4 bars. Battery life, I would say, is about 55, maybe 60%.
Okay.
Bluetooth on. He does have...
So he doesn't give a shit about his battery life.
He has screen lock on as well, which I respect.
Interesting.
And then
you don't like to go horizontal.
Well, if I need to, I will turn off screen lock, but I don't like it when it accidentally when I don't want it to flip.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
That seems like an extra step, though.
Yeah, but it's if I'm watching a video of some kind on my phone, I can take the extra.
What kind of video are you watching on your phone?
So Michael Keaton is in Dumbo. Paula Deen, is she in this? I mean, come on. Is that the callback of the show?
Ring.
Yeah. Oh, the phone thing is good. Actually, I like that.
Yeah. I have a phone here. I could easily.
We
play
could do
like
a ring. Yeah. So maybe we'll save this.
But it's more fun to just say
ring, like
know.
a phone.
Yeah.
Would do.
Everyone can understand.
So he posted, and I can show you this, John.
Okay.
He posted this. And
Wow. So it is just you.
Okay. All right. Well, I regret showing him a picture of the elephant. But that's one of my. I love when people do stuff like that. I mean, there's like that's sort of to me in the same genre of tweets,
like screenshotting when they're supposed to be
like that. Or
I will say I like when like sport. Like I've seen this happen with athletes a few times where they just copy and paste like the script.
Yes.
But there's like things in the script that they're supposed to change.
That's
like,
another very good one.
I love that.
Where there's like a placeholder that they didn't take out.
Exactly.
I mean, obviously the classic when all the NBA players are tweeting out emojis and Paul Pierce like Google image searched the rocket ship emoji and posted like a very like big blurry rocket ship.
Yeah. Classic.
Stephen A. Smith, obviously.
Yeah. Hey,
image
check it out,
4346. Those are all. This is a little different, I think. The screen grab, the unedited screen grab. I think, but what Jesse pointed out to me earlier is that like obviously there are cropping issues. Like he could have just, it would have been an extra step. You could have taken the screen grab and then cropped it down to the actual poster. But the issue isn't the cropping. The issue is that instead of just saving the image and tweeting the image directly, he just took a picture of his own phone. So he knows how to take a screen grab of his phone.
I mean, presumably it's easier to just save the image than take a screen cap and
you would think so. And you could even copy the image and paste it into Twitter.
Listen, and I'm not
And I was saying this earlier as well.
An online guy.
So he also replied to this and he deleted this tweet, but he replied to it with like, was it a WeTransfer link, Jesse?
It was a WeTransfer link, yeah. 100 megabyte file.
Yeah, and it was a 1x1 like trailer for it or something.
It was a trailer for the movie. It was a .mov file, so it was it originated from the Mac operating system or iOS. And for some reason, the aspect ratio was 1080 by 1080, which is weird because 1920 by 1080 is the 1080p resolution that we all know is full HD. But it's also, so 1080 by 1080 would be a square, which is very strange. I don't know why he has it in that format. I don't know what he's doing over there.
That's so weird. So like, kind of like, it's almost like 1920 to 1080 versus 1080 to 1080. It's kind of like comparing Jesse's basement to your apartment.
Wow. Oh, God.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I have to do this. Ring, ring. That's the callback.
That could be the callback of the week.
Oh, God.
I like your
reluctant.
you're very reluctant.
To do it. I'm a pro. I know a good callback when I see one.
Thank you. Well, hear one in this case.
Right. Yes. But so the thing that annoys me about this is that now if Michael Keaton ever posts something like racist or offensive, we can't be like, oh, it was whoever was running his Twitter account, went rogue and posted
Right.
it. Because now we know he's
It's
running
Keaton
his
all the
own
way.
Twitter
It's
account.
Keaton all the
Because
way.
there's no way his PR guy or whoever is fucking that up. That's a full on. That's Michael Keaton, which is it's nice because it's like, okay, this is authentic,
Yeah.
100%
I'm getting the straight goods from the
Grade
star of my
A
favorite movie, Multiplicity.
Michael Keaton. Yeah. But yeah, no. So that's
What was it? Do you guys even see that? I never even saw Multiplicity. Was he like he clones himself or something?
Hey, could always
Yeah,
do with
I'm familiar
more
with
Keaton.
it, but I don't. What's that?
I said I could always do with some more Keaton. That wasn't like a joke.
Yeah,
there.
you
It's just I
You
like
seem
Michael
like you
Keaton.
really like him.
I
don't
like
really
Michael
know
Keaton.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know
a
what your affinity for Keaton is.
it's a 1996 American sci-fi film about a man able to duplicate himself by machine, each duplicate developing a different personality, causing problems. I mean, as you might imagine.
In a movie?
I know, right?
Really?
It was co-produced and directed by Harold Ramis.
Okay. All right. So
So
that
I remember it, but I also think I'm maybe remembering the Simpsons episode.
where Homer clones himself with the hammock.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's maybe what I'm thinking.
Was that a Treehouse of
That was
Horror?
a Treehouse of Horror.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
The film was not a success at the box office, making back less than half of its $45 million budget. It received mixed reviews from critics and currently has a 43% rotten rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
There you go.
Tough times to
I
be
would have
Michael
expected
Keaton.
higher than that.
Me too. I mean, I do remember the poster with like all the clones or whatever. You know that like
Yeah.
someone in Hollywood was just like, they just read the story about Dolly and then they're like, well, there's got to be something here. And they're like, you know who we should get on the phone?
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
So,
And
So
it
there you
worked,
go.
right?
yeah.
Oh no, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
Okay. Just remembering what
I
you
mean,
just,
it worked
what
in
you
the
just
sense
said.
of
they
it worked-
made a movie.
They made a movie, yeah,
right. But it didn't. It was like a failure.
People didn't
in
like
like
it.
every sense of the
Yeah.
word. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my week online. Michael
Congrats.
Keaton posted a screen grab of his phone. John, what about you?
I've had a slow week on social media. I was in Thunder Bay, Ontario. Beautiful, beautiful
That's where
place.
Jesse thinks we live, I think. So.
And that makes sense because it is a shithole. But I was there for a curling tournament, so Jesse probably also thinks that that's what all Canadians do is just go to places for curling tournaments. But I was there, so I didn't really have a lot going on social media. But I did like the thing that was going around today, talking about the stupidest time you got punished in school. Like the stupidest
yes.
thing you got because mine really looking back, it's like almost insane that I got suspended for this. But in grade 8, so I'm 13 years old, I got a 8th grade, Jesse. I got
Thank you.
I got suspended 3 days suspension for telling a girl to kiss my ass. She told me to shut the hell up, and I was like, kiss my ass.
That's a reasonable response, I think, to shut the hell up.
I think so too.
Did she get in trouble?
No, of course not. She was a girl.
Oh, shut the hell up, kiss my ass. Those
Yeah.
are even to me.
Yeah, no offense to women listening. It's just, you know how it is in elementary school, right? I mean, and I was, to be fair, I'd already been suspended multiple times, so maybe it was kind of like a repeat offender type
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But still, kiss my ass? I mean, you know what I have to say about that?
Maybe
Kiss my ass.
Yeah, that's maybe detention worthy.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
I would
it
think-
felt very extreme, considering I got the same amount of suspension time for getting in a fight in the middle of class and breaking my teacher's foot when she tried to break it up.
What?
Well, anyway, we don't have to worry about that.
Okay. All right.
She was an old lady. She was trying
Okay, you're
she
making
was
things
trying to
worse.
break it up. And it was an accident. It wasn't like I stomped on her foot.
Right.
She was just trying to break it up.
Because it would
and
have broken easily if you wanted to hurt her.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Madame Delat, if you're listening to this out there, I mean, she's probably dead.
This was several years
Yeah,
ago.
it was in 1998.
Okay.
7?
Oh,
Yeah.
she's dead. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think because she
probably
was quite
is.
old at the time.
Well, she probably didn't recover from the broken foot. right?
That could have been it. That
might
could
have
have
been-
that might have been the steps.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got pneumonia after that. And anyway, but in any case, it was Anyway,
Yeah.
so same amount of time.
That's-
Kiss my ass.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm-
What about you?
I'm-
Do you guys have a stupid? Did you have a stupid detention or suspension story?
Jesse?
I can never remember. I don't remember detention being even talked about. I was a good kid in school. So getting in trouble would have been really devastating to me. I can remember the few times that I had interactions with teachers I didn't care for, but it never resulted in anything serious. I can remember one time This is very pathetic, actually, in retrospect. I was doing a presentation. This would have been in 4th grade, and I was doing like a report on, I think, just whatever you wanted, is my recollection of it. I'm thinking, I wonder if it was actually a book report. And because I was a weird little freak, I decided to do it on a video game strategy guide for the N64 game Turok, Dinosaur Hunter.
Great game. Great game.
I don't think I ever played it.
Surely it wasn't a book report. Surely I wouldn't have been that dim. But I can remember having to go up and give like a talk about it, like a 5-minute talk about it. And I remember explaining like the game itself, and what I liked at that time, of course, was just to use cheat codes, and just break the game and never play the game for real, and just have all the weapons from the very beginning, which is, of course, how I like to play games on our stream as well, Stefan. I don't like playing the game. I like just breaking it and then moving on.
Red Dead 2 does have cheats, Jesse.
Well, just I don't have that game.
But you're going to get it, so.
That sounds like a threat. And I can remember explaining, like, well, if you push, because remember the N64 had the C buttons that controlled the camera?
Yes.
Yep.
I remember being like, well, if you hit L, up C, down C, left C, right C, Z button, R button, and then twirl the stick around, you can get all of the weapons, and then you can just blast away these brontosauruses, and it's totally cool. And then one of the girls in the class, because of course this is the age you have problems with girls, she raised her hand to ask a question, which was actually like nice to do because I was stupid talking about video games up there like a little worm, and she helps me out by like legitimizing what I'm doing and asking a question, like giving me something. And what she really did was just give me enough rope to hang myself, because I think I gave her like some sarcastic answer, because she said, well, can you make your own cheat codes? I was like, no. Of course not. How would that even work? And I remember getting in trouble for that. And the teacher was just like, why would you be so rude? She's just asking a question. She's trying to help or whatever. And I can remember not getting that for like years after, like not understanding how I was in the wrong in that situation, because I so obviously was. It just never dawned on me.
No.
But it is true. How would that even work? You create your own cheat codes.
Was she thinking of Game Shark maybe?
Yeah, I think because in Game Shark you could program your own codes, right?
Well,
kind of.
Well, I don't need to find out that I was rude and wrong. So
that is a tough day. I agree. Yeah, because I think with Game Shark you could, right? You could go online. And it wasn't like you couldn't obviously
it was
write
more
a
you
code
could go into
the
like
game.
Debug mode.
But yeah, you could.
And there was just a lot more stuff you could do.
Right.
Yeah.
I definitely I bought a Game Shark from a garage sale.
Yeah.
It was cool. Yeah. It was cool shit.
Yeah.
Stefan, what about you? You had a
I stabbed a kid.
With a knife?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of the classic.
Just a classic weapon
thing to use, yeah.
Well, when it comes to stabbing kids, I got to say, I reach for that knife every time. And it's never let me down.
I just imagine an infomercial where it's just Jesse and it's a knife specifically for stabbing children. The blade is 2 inches smaller because
black and white footage of Jesse using a pool noodle. Just kind of hitting this kid with a pool noodle.
Why isn't he dying? Well, friend, do I have the product for you?
It's called a knife.
It's called a knife. The child knife. Yeah. Well, I mean, thankfully, did you go to jail or anything, or it was just...
No one ever found out.
So, okay.
Should we move on to
Yes, let's move on. We've been burying the lead for over 30 minutes. But Jesse, we did bring you on this show to talk about a time that you've been blocked on social media. One of the 56 times you've been blocked.
Ring.
Thank you. That could be the
ring.
That could be the callback of the week.
Who is it?
There it is.
It's like a pizza guy.
Oh, hey, reason. Pizza man, what's up? You got my pizza for me?
Oh, we're doing it. Yes, and it's the callback of the show.
Oh no! See, no. Okay, you were supposed to say like, no, I don't have a pizza for you, and then I was going to be like, oh, what? Really? And then you'd be like, but I brought the callback of the week,
right?
Like that.
So this is Some
Hey
growing
guys, feel
pains.
free to work this out before you call me next time.
Yeah. Well, speaking of calling,
Oh,
it's the callback
Jesse.
of the week.
Yeah,
Ring,
okay.
ring.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Anyway.
So,
Okay, guys,
yeah.
whatever. Don't worry about it. I mean, listen, we've got a lot of kinks
Got
to
some
iron
wrinkles,
out here.
yeah.
We got some kinks to iron out, and not the least of which is Stefan's leather thing. But,
wow.
Jesse, you've been blocked many times, but you selected a particular block to come on this first episode of Blocked Party to tell us about. So give us the backstory. Tell us who it is. Give us the backstory.
So now I'll preface this by saying, I don't know if this violates the spirit of what the show is. I'm not currently blocked by this person,
That's okay.
but I was at one time.
That's fine, because I'm sure I'm going to talk about the Taffer block at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
And
This could
Okay.
be
now
this could be
follows me,
this could be a redemption story.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be. I'm not pretty soon because I don't like him. So the guy's name is Jon Favreau.
The guy who directed Iron Man.
So it's interesting that you say that because one of the first interaction I had with him was a joke that I made about that specific phenomenon. And so this was, I don't know when this was. It's been deleted now because it was long enough ago that it got culled in my tweet culling. That's your brother, right, John?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you got it.
And so it's not on there anymore. So if you search for it, you can't find it. But I saved my archive and I looked through it to find it for this. And so I was just ruminating about this specific trivial fact that I probably had just learned. And I said, one of the things that you have to learn as an adult is that there are two different Jon Favreaus. The Iron Man guy didn't write Obama's speeches. So not a gut punch of a laugh line, but I think enough people didn't know that it resonated to the point that it got big enough where a few days later, Jon Favreau, the Obama speechwriter guy, said, "I appreciate this PSA." And this is exactly what I had wanted to happen, because then I replied directly to him and I said, "No problem, man. Loved you in Swingers."
Got him.
Which to me, I'm still like, I'm not proud of many things I've said on Twitter, but to me, that's one of the things I'm most proud of is putting that bait out there and having him take it and then hitting the home run off of him is very good to me.
And that ball's still going.
It's still sailing out there in McCovey Cove. I loved hitting him with that. I can't remember if he blocked me at that point or not.
I feel like it was maybe the next thing that you did.
The next thing, a year later, almost to the day, John was talking. He must not have blocked me, or if he did, he unblocked me for the first time. I can't recall. So a year later, in August of 2017, he says, "We shouldn't let ourselves forget that a real president of either party would be working on remarks condemning the hate in Charlottesville." So I'm not going to make you guys talk about Charlottesville because it's fucked and very sad. But so I just told him to shut the fuck up on this one.
Because of the either party part.
Because of the either party part. That really grosses me out. And it grosses me, and no one else has to agree with this. This is fine. I feel like I can't see John, but I feel like I can sense him squirming in his chair.
I'm all good.
But I think, and I'm not breaking any new ground in saying it, but just to explain my own position, the liberal desire to rehabilitate what they view as or need to imagine as principled conservatives, good Republicans, people with ideologies that differ, but in their hearts are good people and want what's best for America and the people who live in it. To me, has gone from being like a humorous quirk of these people to an inexplicable fantasy to like an outright dangerous condition to be in. Because I think we saw it most recently, this example is when people very much in Jon Favreau's same position, and I'm thinking here of Stephen Colbert specifically, but basically everyone else who lined up right after the protest at Tucker Carlson's house went down.
Where they put a sign outside his door.
They put a sign outside his door, and one rogue member of the group spray painted an anarchy symbol on the driveway in full view of the police who were there and didn't do anything about it.
As other protest members yelled at him for doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, of course, so there's a big cavalcade of neoliberals hopping online who say, hey, this is not right. We shouldn't, disagree with Tucker Carlson all you want, but don't, And so what they do is they normalize Tucker Carlson's hideous white supremacist ideology. They give cover to Fox News for trotting him out there every day for the last however many years. And they shoot left at people who were, in my opinion, showing incredible restraint by just showing up and knocking on the door and putting a sign on the stoop when, in reality, Tucker Carlson has invited so much more upon himself and his enemies, literally, with what he goes on the news and says every day. So for people like Stephen Colbert to hop on Twitter or hop on TV and say, this is not cool, we shouldn't be doing this, there's a better way to disagree with these people and all that other bullshit, that sucks ass to hear because it's not necessary, because you don't need to protect the people that are protected. You need to protect the people who aren't. And then, of course, come to find out, the story that so incensed the centrists and the people who are so concerned about civility, it was completely made up. It wasn't true at all. There was no crack in the door.
Yeah.
There was no attempt to enter. There wasn't even an attempt to spook anybody inside. And in fact, his wife probably, based on what everyone said, probably didn't even call the police, much less hide in the pantry. So all of that was completely fabricated to do exactly what it did, which is to make it seem like Republicans and Tucker Carlson and conservatives and therefore neo-Nazis are on the defensive, and the cruel Antifa and people who don't want the country to be taken over by fucking psychos are the bad guys. So this was a full year ago that Jon Favreau did this. To me, it's indicative of the exact same frame of mind. It serves the exact same purpose, where you think, gosh, if only we could have had, the racists, the bigots,
if only Ronald Reagan was still in office.
Yeah, if only we could have had those people from 10, 20 years ago who, by the way, did the exact same shit, loved every minute of it, and just knew how to wear a tie better than Trump. If only we had those people, everything would be fine. All this shit wouldn't be happening, which is just, it's not true and actively harmful. So I tell him to shut the fuck up, is what I did. And then, we continued on with the thread from there, after which he blocked me. And then later on, he unblocked me, and I said, why did you... Stefan, I think I sent you this part.
You did,
where I asked him why he unblocked me?
Yes.
Yeah, so...
I can be John.
Yeah, so you can be John and I can be Jesse, I guess. Or Jesse, do you have it in front of you?
Yeah, I do, but okay. I've already said it, so...
Okay, well, Stefan, why don't you be John, and then I'll be... and then I will be JF.
Okay. My original tweet doesn't say what Jesse thinks it does.
Oh, no, let's go back. Let's go
you
back to the other part.
Okay.
Yeah, because Jesse says, shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm good. Thanks.
Hey, man, how's your summer boo?
Oh, is that... Okay. Well,
I think you're reading the wrong account.
yeah, this might be...
Sorry,
yeah,
my
I think
apologies.
you're looking at...
Sorry, start again.
Ring, ring. That was the callback.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Talking
Hey,
about
listen.
serious stuff right
Trying my best out here. Okay, so Jon Favreau says, I'm good, thanks. This is now JF, Jesse Farrar. Republicans build their careers... Sorry, should I get a southern... Republicans build their careers on pleasing...
Wow.
I know. Well, to me, that's what you sound like. On pleasing these racist fucks, and you built yours pretending that it's just playing the game. Hack.
Yeah, I'm definitely the right target for your outrage today. Someone you've never met or spoken to. Best of luck to you. He wished you luck.
That's kind of nice.
You got to give him that, yeah.
Let me know when you're free to discuss your mealy-mouthed apologist bullshit. I'll put it on my calendar. That was cool. That was nice. You agreed to a meeting place. That's respectful.
Well, did he ever get back to you about that?
I don't think he's reached out.
Okay.
It could have gone to spam.
Yeah. We've had that issue
I don't
a couple
know for
times.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You know what I just realized? This is actually a classic JF versus JF battle.
That's true.
Wow. Maybe it was an initials thing, actually, that he was really upset about to start with.
It's possible. I mean, when he said, I appreciate this PSA, was he saying, I appreciate this pod save America? I mean, do we know that?
We don't know.
Wow,
maybe he was
it's possible.
foreshadowing.
Yeah.
There's a lot out there. That's some Illuminati bullshit, if you ask me. So then I guess what happens is, Jesse, so he blocks you after you said you'll put it on my calendar. And then John says this.
He says, this is when he unblocks him.
Yeah.
And he says, my original tweet doesn't say what Jesse thinks it does, but he'd rather tell me to shut the fuck up so his pals can cheer him on.
Did you unblock me specifically so I could see you not getting over this a day later?
No, I just wanted to give you a chance to keep trolling me.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh,
That's now ring. That's the callback of the year right there.
Go. Yeah.
That was like the swingers thing, but even better because you went back to the shut the fuck up.
And me and Jesse's pals, we were cheering him on.
Yeah, as you would.
That was the best part of it, really, is getting cheered on by my pals.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can all agree that's what we strive for in life, and I hope it happens to me one day.
Would you say you earned that block, Jesse?
Yeah, I mean, I was begging for it, basically.
So did he? So after that, he blocked you after you said "shut the fuck up" the second time. Then he re-blocked you.
I don't know if there was a re-block. I know there were between 1 and 3 blocks total, and between 1 and 3 unblocks, because I can now look at his page freely. It wouldn't surprise me if this is just something this guy does, because of course, you know, he's a big new media freak, and so it wouldn't surprise me if he goes on and like unchecks his blocks from time to time.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like,
as many
that
followers
seems
as possible.
That seems so weird to me. Like, that seems weird to me.
To unblock someone.
Continually
you can still see
scroll
people's
your
tweets
block
after you
list
block them.
and block and unblock them. And like, that's just like one. I mean, I haven't really blocked too many people on Twitter, but normally when I block someone, like, that's it. Like, or maybe like if people were saying like how you got unblocked by Jon Taffer, where people were like actively tweeting John being like, pardon me, please unblock this guy, unblock Stefan.
Yeah.
Please unblock this guy.
I double
like,
down in that case.
Yeah, like, so that's so weird to me that he would just be checking this. But we've got some. We looked up some Jon Favreau news items because you know it's always important to check in on these guys just so everybody knows that, you know, maybe they're not the best. So this one is from the New York Post, President Party Boy, and they're talking about all these different things going on while shit's going on in America. And one is last Sunday, presidential spokesman Tommy Viator and Obama speechwriter extraordinaire Jon Favreau, both 29 years old, were spotted at a Georgetown bar, stripped to the waist, playing a game of beer pong with a gang of bare-chested buddies. Bracket, this game involves throwing a ping pong ball into cups of beer. Loser drinks beer, winner drinks beer, everybody drinks beer. Meanwhile, MSNBC's Norah O'Donnell said on the Morning Joe program that she talks to White House staffers who are having nightmares about the oil spill. Evidently, Viator and Favreau aren't O'Donnell's contacts at the White House. So while the Gulf oil spill was going on, Favreau and Viator were playing beer pong in a bar shirtless. So,
now,
lots of things wrong.
Here's my big question. What were their rules on bouncing the ball? Because sometimes when you bounce the ball, you're allowed to swipe it away once it bounces, and sometimes it's no swiping, no swatting whatsoever. Do they say?
They do not talk about. Really, the only thing they give is the explanation of what beer pong is. I guess for people
and they
who
talk
don't
more
understand.
about the big tragic oil spill also.
Yeah, there's a lot of oil spill stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
He does have
it's
that
sad.
like
oil
frat
spill.
boy, the frat boy vibe though. That's
Big
kind of
time.
their whole
Well,
thing.
it does say on his Wikipedia that his nickname is Favs, and he has a fear of flying.
Ooh, God.
Yeah, him and Obama.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, isn't it? Right. It
Seems
also
like a really interesting guy.
It really details his relationship with Obama too, because Obama cheers for the White Sox and Favreau for the Red Sox. And when the Red Sox swept the White Sox in the playoffs a few years ago, Obama went into Favreau's office and swept everything off of his desk with a broom.
Because of the teams.
Yeah.
They both support their.
Hey, they're having
No,
fun
that's
out
fun.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fun.
nice. You know, they're people.
Obama.
Right?
Yeah, they're just having a fun at the end of the day. And then also there's a Obama speechwriter Favreau learns the perils of Facebook. And Jon Favreau, future White House director of speechwriting, has so far been at a loss for words over Facebook pictures of him at a recent party. Pictures of Favreau appeared on Facebook, blah, blah, blah. He was dancing with a life-sized cardboard cutout of future Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. In a second photo, a friend was offering the cutout a bottle of beer while Favreau stood beside the likeness with his hand on the cardboard New York senator's chest. Yeah, so groping Hillary's cardboard breast.
And you said that he had Facebook trouble, or he was learning about
That's according to this article from CNN.
So, and this was years ago.
This is years ago.
So
this is from 2008.
Because what just happened today was there's the big New York Times story about Facebook, and I'll quote from the story here. Facebook employed a Republican opposition research firm to discredit activist protesters, in part by linking them to George Soros. So obviously that's very bad, given all the stuff that's gone on in the United States recently.
Yes.
And for many years. And Jon Favreau quote tweeted this and said, "Classy." But here's the thing. The person running that opposition research firm is Tim Miller, who I guess goes on their podcast a lot as like the good conservative guy.
Wow.
Well, he's a partner at Definers, which is a strategic communications and research firm, which is it's somehow related. It's in the fold. He's a part of the Crooked Media team,
right?
Which is I guess the irony is lost on them, but
so
try to be cute about it.
So let me get this straight. God couldn't save America, and now you're telling me that Pod also couldn't save America?
Yes.
Well,
I think
they're in the process. I don't know if they've waved the white flag yet.
I mean, Jesse, our friend Jack Allison loves to talk about the Pod Save America guys.
He's got a great axe to grind with them.
He does, but he always goes in specifically about how God Save America isn't like a phrase. It's not like a common phrase.
Yeah, I guess it's not.
So it's like a pun based on a phrase that doesn't exist.
Yeah, I guess it'd be more like in Pod We Trust.
Yes. Would make a lot more sense. Then America wouldn't be in the in the title there. And then the other thing they had, I believe, was Vote Save America, which was kind of their get out the vote thing. And that sounds like something Tarzan would say. So
yeah, that doesn't sound good.
No.
That's not. There's no like Boat Save America.
No. No, there isn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
So
this
Jon
doesn't
Favreau,
sound good. Have you guys listened to Pod? Like, I don't even know what Pod Save America is. Like, I understand that Jon Favreau is like a big character or like a big guy, but what? I've never heard it. What is it? It's like a political thing, I guess.
It's a very popular liberal podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Did our research.
Yeah, well, I mean, sort of. I mean, I found out he groped a cardboard Hillary Clinton. I feel like that's all. Once you find that,
you nailed it.
Once you start doing research for someone, and it's like, hey, they groped the breast of a cardboard cutout of Hillary Clinton. Well, then your research just stops right there.
Get our friends over at Definers to help us out. Ring, ring. Do you want to answer the phone?
Hello.
Hey, it's Stefan.
Hey, man, what's going on?
Not much. Just wanted to let you know. Got the callback of the show.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. What show?
So the one we're doing right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Blocked Party.
Oh, yeah. How's it going?
Like right now?
Yeah. How's the show going?
Let me bring in my friend Jesse, and we'll ask him.
Hey, is this a three-way call?
Yeah.
Hey, is this a party line? You remember that from a long time ago?
Hey.
The party line. Hell yeah. Was that like a 1-900 deal?
That was like a porno thing, right?
No. Party line was when like a group of people shared the same number, so you would have to either schedule your time around when other people would be available, or when you could use the line, or you have to take turns, or you could pick up the phone and say, "Are you almost done? I need to use the phone." But it was not within the same household. It'd be totally separate households. Like apartments that would be nearby would share the same line. It's called party line.
Well, I'm reading about this right now, and Jesse's right. And it's had a lot to do with wartime shortages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. War's hell, and you can't use the phone when you want. It sucks.
That's easily the worst. Could you imagine, like, for sure there was like teens while the war were going on that were just like really wanted to, Dad, I want to use the phone. No, the Millers have the phone tonight. But Dad, the war's going on. Dad, I don't care about the war. I just want to talk to Ricky.
Do you think there was someone named Ricky back then?
I don't know why that was the name I chose, guys. I'm not going to lie.
That's the one. I'm zeroing in on Ricky as well.
Yeah.
Sounds like Stefan was right there with me.
They got there on the
Ricky,
same time, yeah.
I mean,
not a big choice for people born in 1921. I don't think Ricky was big.
Well, wasn't there like Ricky Ricardo on I Love Lucy? Like, wasn't that around
actually,
the same
yeah.
kinda...
And there's
I guess that's true.
Lime Rickies. That's a kind of a classic drink.
Yeah.
Well, boy, maybe I'll eat my words.
Sort of, yeah.
Well, I agree. Like, I agree. When it came out of my mouth, I was like, wow, that's really the name you went with, John. And then obviously you guys both were right on top of it, but maybe I was in the end correct. It's tough to say. Ring, ring. That is the correct
I mean, I can just look
answer.
it up if you need me to.
Well,
that's okay.
How do you even look that up?
Well, it'd be Richard, right? Wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be Richard, and then you'd go by Ricky or Richie.
Richie,
I mean,
I could
Richie
see.
was
Richie's
definitely
like, that's
a
like a
thing,
greaser name, yeah.
Yeah. Richie Rich. They're like Richie Cunningham from Happy Days.
Now, we have another segment
Yes.
that we can't really do yet, but you can explain it.
Sure, yeah. So in future weeks, this is where we would go to our block of the week, where a listener like you out there listening to this show right now would send in a time you got blocked on social media, and we would share that block with the world. So if you're listening to the show and you like it and you want your block discussed on this program by myself and Stefan and a guest, you can send it into blockedpartypod@gmail.com. And remember, that's blocked party, not
ED.
block party, ED. That's how we came up with the name.
Yep.
Block, and then we
ED.
both have ED.
Yep.
Blockedparty@gmail.com. Send in a time you got blocked on social media, and you may just hear it on this show. I guess that's it. What else do we have to say? Oh, we have a Patreon as well. It's going to be patreon.com/blockedparty. And if you go there right now, you can find the first bonus episode. The bonus episodes are going to be Stefan talking about his blocks, and we'll bring on a guest to talk about that with us. But Stefan, who do you think you want to do in the first episode?
I don't know if I want to jump into Taffer
I don't know why I'm
right
saying
away.
who, because I'm like, it's already out, but we haven't done it yet.
Who am I going to?
Yeah.
I mean, so it's because we haven't recorded it.
No.
There's Jon Taffer. There's Dog the Bounty Hunter. There's Rob Schneider. I think might be a good one.
There's lots of good ones.
Rob Schneider might be a really good one, especially with Chris James.
Yeah,
as
that's
the
going to be
guest,
our
'cause
first
he
guest.
knows Rob Schneider
because he does know Rob. So
maybe that'll be the one.
All right. Well, one of those people, we've already recorded it and it's already released, but we're talking about it on this show like it hasn't been recorded.
Because we haven't recorded
Because it hasn't.
yet.
It's the magic of the internet. But you can go to patreon.com/blockedparty for $5 a month. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, which once a month will be an episode about Stefan's blocks, and once a month will be an episode about whatever
Something
the fuck
else.
we want to, just us screwing around. So yeah, I think that's it.
I think so.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jesse.
Thank you, Jesse, for coming on the show, and I learned a lot about Night Vale tonight.
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't hear what you were saying. I was too busy checking out Ricky's popularity through the years as a baby name. In the 1930s, its rank was 0. So
no one named their baby Ricky.
Oh,
it's a
exactly.
nickname.
Exactly.
It's a
But in the
nickname.
1940s, it went up to 225th, and in the 1950s, reached its peak of 48th most popular boy's name in the United States.
Hey,
So-
this is my newborn baby, Ricky.
Well, so its peak was 48th overall. That means per 1 million births, Ricky was clocking in at about 1,700 babies per million.
Wow. So I wasn't off. I wasn't really off there.
Well, like I said, so that was the 1950s.
Yeah, so the war was over.
Well, but
but
there were still other wars, right? There's been other wars.
But you were saying that the Ricky was a teen.
yeah.
So Ricky
So
would have
yeah,
been
it would have
born
been
in
the
the
1920s.
40s. Oh, yeah.
But I was thinking of it as a nickname for Richard. So if it's a nickname for Richard, then it becomes a first name, like Jacob to Jake,
But
right?
you
Like
would think
people started naming their kids
if it
Jake.
was a popular nickname, it would
I
have been a
think the
baby
nickname
name.
for Richard was Dick.
Or Rich, I guess.
Yeah.
Or Richie.
Richie.
Dad, I need the phone. I need to talk to Dick. That sounds better, I think, actually. Yeah.
Then
That
Rick-
does sound better, yeah.
Then
Yeah.
Ricky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much better. Yeah.
I mean, for a baby, Ricky is a very disconcerting name.
And so is Dick.
quite true as well.
This is my baby dick.
Well,
hey, I mean, I've said that before.
I was going to say that's not something you're unfamiliar with coming out of your mouth. Okay, well, thanks for tuning in. Jesse, where can the people find you?
In hell.
Got him. At Bronzehammer, your Kickstarter sucks. The Go Off Kings.
That's right.
He's all of those places. Check it out.
He's everywhere all the time.
Follow us on Twitter at BlockedPartyPod. You can donate patreon.com/blockedparty. And if you have a block that you want to send in to the boys, send it in blockedpartypod@gmail.com. I don't really have a good sign off. This is a part I didn't really think about.
Yeah, so the sign off I think is going to happen organically, right?
Okay, yeah. So we just haven't come up with it yet.
Oh, wait, I got one.
Okay.
Ring, ring.
Yeah, who's there?
Hey, it's the sign off police. Your guys' sign off fucking sucks. You're under arrest because of it. So maybe that's something we could say at the end of every episode we do.
That our sign, but then if it becomes the sign off, then does the sign off suck?
Well, that's another podcast. Your sign off sucks. So check us out on Patreon. Patreon.com/your sign off sucks.
I guess that's
that's it.
We got arrested by the sign off.
Yeah, we got arrested by the sign off police. So we're in jail
right.
now. We can no longer do this show. All right. Well,
hey, hold on. I got my one phone call to make. Ring, ring. It's the callback of the stream. It's not a stream. It's an episode. I did a stream earlier. And now the cops are getting mad at me for that.
Yeah. Right.
Get them away from there.
Ring, ring. It's the podcast police. This is a podcast, not a stream. You're under arrest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where am I right now? Which jail am I in?
You're being arrested in your own jail right now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
this is bigger than my apartment, by the way.